Hi, and welcome to Single Track 101. I do a bunch of reviews for mountain bike stuff, and it occurred to me one of the reviews I haven't done is actually a review on the Anthem itself. And, I gotta say, this bike has been fantastic. I've got a couple little criticisms here and there, but really, all in all, this is a race bike. It's meant to go fast, it's meant to be light. And it does both of those things very well. It's very quick, and it's got longer chainstays. Okay, and so does it whip around the corners like super fast, like changing direction on this bike? Is it lightning quick? No, it's not. But what you get for that little bit longer chainstay and the geometry of this bike is you get a very, very stable bike. And a stable bike is a very forgiving bike. I've gotten myself into some trouble with this bike before, and I have wrecked it. I mean, I've been over the bars a couple times. I've washed out the front tire because I had too much air pressure in the front. But all in all, I go out and I demo a lot of bikes. I try new stuff out just for the sake of trying it out and seeing what's out there. And it always seems that there's always something better that you want. For me, I just haven't had that as much. I've thought, oh yeah, it'd be nice to have a little bit more travel. And yeah, that's where it'd be nice to get, a little bit more travel in the front. Maybe like 120 millimeter fork, maybe even 140. But what's funny about this bike is it's just not super necessary. Just the way it rides. I mean, I haven't been in a situation where the bike hasn't done well, I don't do free ride. I don't, jump 20 feet in the air. I don't do anything like that. As the name of the channel implies, I do single track. Single track is it's fun, and so for me, the bike has been amazing. And I've taken down some rough trails, and it handled. Let's put it this way: the bike handled the trail a heck of a lot better than I did. But it's very fast, very reliable. Everything's held up really well. I've had the fork rebuilt just because that's something you want to do. You want to rebuild it before it goes bad. But aside from wearable parts and stuff like that, and I did consequently I did crack the frame and right on the seat tube. And Giant ended up replacing that. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this video here while I bring that over. Okay, so this is Single Track 101, and this is my part 2 of my Anthem 29er review. What I was talking about is I did actually crack the frame on this bike. It's a very hairline crack, and this was when I first got the bike. Now, this bike was an inaugural year, so it was the first year that the Anthem 29er came out. And some people say there was a weakness issue here, but I gotta say that they handled it very well. They replaced the frame. My bike was back together 2 weeks after the frame crack was discovered. I'm not saying that's going to be your experience necessarily if you ever have a frame crack, but generally Giant is pretty much on the ball with it. But as far as the components go and all that stuff, this was the Anthem X3. At the time, it was the cheapest bike they offered in this series, and none of the components really strike me as entry level. The Fox level or the Fox forks and the shock are technically entry level, but everything they make is good. The Shimano parts, the Shimano drivetrain have held up extremely well. I've replaced the chain once, and I've had the thing for almost 5 years now. It's been really good to me. I really love the thing. I've tried several other bikes, and I just keep going back to this one. I'm good with it. Some of my criticisms, the bar, the handlebar at the time was, it was a crowbar. I think they've got something different now. And, some of their less expensive components like the seat post are a little hefty. But all in all, great platform to start with. I've made some changes. I've changed out the tires. I've added the lizard skin chain guard, different handlebars and grips and stuff like that. But the base of the bike has just been fantastic. I mean, I've really loved it. It has served me extremely well. And for me, I have nerve issues. And so anything that, jars me and stuff like that, it really kind of takes the fun out of it for me. So for this bike, it has been just a dream. It's been fantastic to ride. Amazing traction, very fast. This bike is faster than I am, there's no doubt. But for new people, I recommend at least riding something like this, particularly if you're new into mountain biking. A 29er, this was my first full suspension bike. I have looked at and ridden a lot of other bikes, and I keep going back to this one. So for me, why I'm doing this review is it's been a success story for me. It's not for everybody. Not everybody is out there trying to get 20-foot drops and stuff like that. There are a lot of reasonable people that ride mountain bike that actually have a thing for preserving their life. But not anything against you guys that love to fly off stuff. I don't blame you. It's adrenaline rush. But for a lot of people, I think this is a good bike, and one to at least be on your short list if you're looking at something like this. It's not for people that are looking at 8-inch travel bikes and want something that's super downhill, but for almost everyone else, I think it's definitely one worth looking at. So anyway, guys, that's my review. I'm curious if there are other Anthem 29 owners out there that feel the same way about their bikes, or if you don't think it's a good bike, I'm curious. Let me know. I'll hold my feet to the fire on this one, but for me, it's just been a heck of a success story. I mean, for me, it's even just to be out on the trail for me is something impressive, because I'm not in shape. I'm not in perfect shape. I'm far from it. But that's a testament to what mountain biking can be nowadays with all the suspension and technology and stuff that's out there. It's really impressive. And I went through this whole thing and didn't even touch on how important the rear suspension is. The Maestro rear suspension has been fantastic. It really cancels pedal bob, and it stops brake jack and stuff like that. So again, if it's if this bike interests you at all, I'd say take it for a demo ride and check it out. It's got an impressive track record. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and please subscribe.